Hello, I'm Ben, one of the co-CEOs here at Helpful Engineering. On behalf of myself, Khadija, and the rest of everyone working within the org, I'd like to take this chance to walk you through part one of the Helpful Strategy document. The purpose of this document is to help describe and explain what Helpful Engineering is by initially concentrating on the values and mission this community has carved out for itself, and by structuring them in an easy to communicate, logical format. Every organization requires a strategic framework against which to organize itself, its values, its mission, and its goals. This slide represents the staircase we ascend from our values towards performance. At Helpful, we begin at the bottom and work our way up. Values form the foundation of the not-for-profit and our community. They are the keystone upon which our mission statement is built. The strategic objectives constitute the roadmap towards executing that mission while making sure we maintain our values. Along that roadmap, we have our strategic initiatives, or definable, actionable pathways leading to executable tasks which advance our collective mission. Finally, we have key performance indicators, which provide us with important feedback loops, allowing us to evaluate whether things are working well or not so well, enabling us to adjust direction accordingly. This is how we have designed Helpful at the organizational level. Today, we will concentrate on components 1 through 3. This slide presents the core values present in the Helpful community, upon which our mission statement is built. The process of discovering and defining these core community values took more than 8 weeks. During this time, we spoke to many of you as you were working, collecting your stories, and listening for the things that mattered to you. We wanted to know why you were here, beyond the obvious COVID problem at hand. What was driving you to do this work? What did you value about working within Helpful? What was working? What was not? What was present? What was missing from the mix? We also went out and looked at what was going on in the rest of the world through the lens of COVID disaster response, so that we might assess for ourselves what was working, what was not, and why. As a result of this internal and external discovery, we concluded above all else, Helpful Engineering needed to become an absolutely trusted community. Trust in who we are, what we do, how we do it, and why we are doing it is the most important thing for us to communicate internally and externally as we generate solutions. So what does that mean? First, we need a clear sense of purpose, and that purpose must be clearly aligned to our mission and not deviate. At Helpful, our goal is to produce trusted solutions which reduce systemic frictions and risks. This means designing defendable ideas via distributed development using the most applicable technologies, resulting in more efficient solutions in regulated, challenging areas like medical, energy, climate change mitigation, anything that is not actively addressed or not addressed well via contemporary market mechanisms and is a problem constitutes fair game for us. The bottom line, we know why we're here and what we are respectively doing. None of us wants any more of what we know doesn't work. Second, we must always be innovating. And that means we don't take no for an answer when something isn't working. There's always a path to a solution, and if there isn't, well, sometimes we have to design something really novel while making sure We define it, explain it, and prove it's safe to the world. We collaborate, and by doing so, we make the solutions produced in this community stronger. We collaborate with our end users, our teammates, other projects, anyone who wants to come to the table and work with us to fix something broken or fill a critical unaddressed need. Collaboration is one of the hallmarks of helpful engineering, and I think everyone working here experiences the strength of this ethos daily as we support each other on our respective projects and our overarching mission. Openness. We are open and transparent about what we do, why we are doing it, and how we are going to go about it. Helpful is an open source community, and the NFP, which supports that community, is committed to being open and transparent about the decisions it makes and why it makes them. We are committed to the designs and code produced in this community being open sourced, and we want as much information associated with a solution produced here to be as accessible as possible, while still being responsible about how information is passed from trusted actor to trusted actor. We are committed to preserving the design integrity of solutions produced here so that they are delivered intact to those who need them most with the confidence they need to deploy them. Helpful as an organization is dedicated to a culture of excellence, which for us means incorporating all of these values into our work and then baking them into the solutions we produce with this critical overarching philosophy. We describe what we are doing, how we are doing it, and how we will prove it safe both today and going forward. We do all of this because we are accountable here doing this work. We are accountable to ourselves, to this community, to one another, and we are damn sure accountable to the people we set out to help. Whether your name is signed to a design control document or to a regulatory submission, at the end of the day, we all own this. As such, we do what we say we are going to do, when we say we are going to do it, and we make sure that we can explain and defend our choices. This is our mission statement. Helpful Engineering is an international social impact community dedicated to solving global challenges by aligning technology and engineering talent to produce and bring to market open source solutions across hardware, software, supply chains, and manufacturing. By fostering collaborative innovation, leveraging expert volunteer pools, and creating strong executional frameworks, we reduce systemic frictions and risks as we incubate ideas. So what do these words mean? Helpful generates solutions that the contemporary marketplace either does not value addressing because the risks and costs of not doing so are not baked into their balance sheets, or because the market benefits from inefficiency and doesn't want to fix a particular problem. We notice and think about these sorts of things, identify and analyze what is really going on, and then we get to work to address them. Helpful began addressing medical and supply chain shortage and inefficiency. We will take on additional challenges in other domains because we have to. We have good tools today, whether it's a piece of string, a pencil, or a computer, and we can bring those together with an engineering mentality. What are we doing? How are we doing it? How will we prove it safe? Extend this to business logic and market mechanisms. We need these to get our solutions to where they are needed and fix a bunch of badly broken things along the way as we deliver our solutions to those who need them most. Success at the sort of global and evolutionary problems we confront can only be accomplished by operating at scale with many thousands of solutions ideated at once. And to that end, Helpful is looking to grow and take on more challenges because the more solutions started, the better the chance we come up with the one really excellent fix, especially as we structure all of these solutions in a logical, understandable, and cross-compatible format. To make sure these values remain core to our operational and executional undertakings, we have mapped them into strategic objectives. Many of these are self-explanatory, but I will focus on a few that benefit from expansion. At the core of what Helpful does is innovate solutions in a manner understandable by regulatory bodies worldwide. We think this process of making sure solutions are well thought out and safe makes such basic, fundamental sense. We have organizationally adopted a regulatory philosophy to govern everything we do, from the design and operation of the org itself to the way we advise and coach the projects we support. Further, we promote an overarching design methodology of modularity. There are many reasons for this, incremental iterative improvement among them, but also we target the reduction of waste. We want as little as possible of what gets created here to go unused. We want as many interchangeable and compatible building blocks for the future as we can create, because the more strong, defensible, well-documented, intercompatible ideas we have to build upon, the more quickly these tested and proven building blocks, be they hardware, software, whatever, can be repurposed when appropriate and as needed, and maintained for the future as trusted, proven solutions in a documented, well-described, and defendable format. Thus endeth Part 1. In Part 2, we will showcase the key initiatives driving the execution of this strategy. Expect it soon, as many of these are already underway, and it's good for everyone to know what's what. Thank you all for taking the time to listen to this introduction, and if you have questions or comments, please don't hesitate to reach out to either Khadijah or myself. I'm Bent here on our Slack. Grab an appointment slot if you need one, and let's talk. Also, please make a point of distributing this to any and everyone in your networks you think should know about Helpful, what we do, and what we're working to accomplish. Anyone at all you may think may be interested in joining us, supporting us, working within our community, or just knowing about us. Let them know, or let's get them in here. Spread the word. Thank you to all of you for everything you do. Somebody has to say thank you to you, and it might as well be us. Sincerely, Ben, Khadijah, and everyone on the Helpful team. Thanks.